Shame.
Shame.
Shame. We put on the robes.
Shame.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Migush's podcast. I'm Anna.
I'm Trisha.
I'm Rina.
And today we're going to dive into something that hits close to home to everyone, which is our TBRs. Yeah, I know. And, you know, we've all been there. You buy a book, you're super excited. Maybe you even post about it on socials. But then, you know, months go by and the book is still there, gathering dust on your shelf. But yeah, no judgment here. We're all here to shame.
No judgment.
We're all on the same boat.
Obviously.
So we're gonna share as well our...
Yes, we're gonna confess.
Yes, gonna confess.
We're gonna share that we're all there.
We're just gonna suffer together.
Yes. And if you do have a cure, please let us know.
Yes.
Yeah, the cure is just read your damn books.
But there's no way you go to a bookshop and just buy one book.
Leave your wallet at home.
Yes.
You'll find the way.
Yeah.
You'll
If you
find
have
the
your
way.
phone, you will buy it.
But this goes against my year goals, right? Because my goal was not to buy any book this year.
Yeah, but you're gonna find several books that you want to read on those giveaway books.
Yes, so here in Germany there are a lot of people who
Yeah.
put books out for free that give away books.
Yeah.
If they don't want it. I bought Onyx Storm because I wanted to read it. But that was an exception. And I hope I can make it until the end of the year. I mean, until now, it's March. It's going well, but we'll see.
Well, I cannot say that about me. Even though I didn't say that I was not gonna buy books, I said I was gonna only buy books from authors that I really like.
Okay.
Which I am doing. Kind of, I guess. I think, I don't know, I bought like 4 books already. It's... In the grand scheme of things, it's not that much. Okay.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
But then you don't read them.
Who said? Actually, I'm focusing on like at least reading every month one book from my physical TBR.
That's nice.
It's, if possible, more. Like if I can read more, I will like have 2 from my physical TBR.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
We should all do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think my problem is that I got this 3-month promotion for the Kindle Unlimited. And then if I get it, I'm like, I have to take advantage of this. And so I literally only read KU books for a long time. And yeah, and then I traveled, and where I went, they had like €5 books. So I was like, I cannot not buy. So yeah.
I cannot tell you how many times I thought about booking trips to the UK.
Same.
And going with an empty suitcase and coming back with a lot of books.
I know.
I think about this daily.
It's your Roman Empire.
It's my Roman Empire. Until I do it, and then, you know, I'm gonna think about next time I'll do it again.
We should do it
Anyway.
together when we can.
Yes.
Not this year, because my yearly goal is not to buy.
Well,
If you're not in the country, I mean...
It doesn't count.
yeah. I want to know about your TBRs.
Which one? Physical or...
I think we should go for physical. I think that's digital TBR. I think it doesn't count.
Yeah, especially with like stuff your Kindle and all of that.
Yeah.
Like, mine's huge.
Yeah. I have like a lot of books in my Kindle right now that I don't know if I will ever get to read, and I don't even know if I want to.
Exactly.
So I think we can focus on the books we bought, because if we have physical books, we really wanted them somehow. So
Exactly. So I want to know, I'd say let's start with how many you have. Rina just made a face.
Well, it's close to 40 that I have unread in my shelf, looking at me every day. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to go through it. I think last year was a year where I didn't read a lot of physical books.
Okay.
And this year I'm trying to change that. So let's see how it will be till the end of the year. But yeah, I know it's a big number because I'm impulsive.
So you think the number will grow until the end of the year, or?
I am actively trying not to buy a lot of books, so
Okay.
I think the number will like go
Sure,
down,
yeah.
hopefully. Yeah.
And what's the book that's been there the most? Or for the longest time?
I think it's Legendborn. I bought it when it came out, and it's been sitting there. I don't know. I moved 3 times, and the book came with me, and I didn't touch it yet. And I know it's like I know it's a good book, and I wanted to read it, but I made this jump from like really liking young adult to new adult, and then I couldn't really come back to the young adult. So I think that's why it's been sitting there a long time now. Well, let's see if this year is the year.
Yeah. And what's one that you really want to get to?
That will be Reckless by Elsie Silver. Like, I really want to finish this series because she has a new series that I also want to read.
Oh.
So I'm like, ooh, you know?
But is it related to this series, or you just want to finish the series and go to the next one?
I actually am not sure.
Okay.
I just read the blurb of the first book, and I really liked it, and I'm like, oh, but I want to finish this series before starting a new one.
Yeah.
Just to conclude, you know? Yeah. What about you, girls?
Trisha.
Eh?
Yeah.
Okay, the good thing is I don't buy a lot of physical books. I don't have a lot of physical books, so my physical TBR is not that big. I only have 8 books in my physical TBR, which I think it's good. I don't know.
Well, seeing that you're a slow reader and probably some of them you already started.
Yeah. So I started 4 out of the 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I stopped. There's always something. There's always a reason. But I will get back to them. And I really want to read these books. That's the good thing. When you have a small TBR, usually those are books that you really want to read. I will get to them soonish.
Soonish. And what's the one that's been sitting there the longest?
The Picture of Dorian Gray. Like, even before I had the book, I wanted to read it. And I really want to read it. Everyone says it's really good. But I don't know. Nothing pushed me to do it yet. It's just sitting there looking at me.
So is it a feeling like you're not pulled towards it? Is that it?
No, it's just there's always something else.
Ah, okay.
The next best thing, you
Yeah,
know?
okay.
And sometimes you're like, oh, I'm gonna read this book this month. But then something else comes up, like book club, or
Yeah,
I don't know,
true.
you see a book in TikTok and you're like, oh my god, I like this. And I start reading it, like, this is who I am.
And this one is there and it's always available.
Exactly.
So
I think
I don't know.
that is such a good point.
Yeah, do you agree?
I completely agree, because you see other books, for example, like I said with KU, you're like, it's not always there, so I need to take advantage of it. Or stupidly, you have it on your Kindle, or you just bought it on your Kindle and you're like, oh, I have to read it now. But it's also there. I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't even make sense.
But I know what you mean. Like, anytime you can just walk to your bookshelf and take it, so you have this feeling that, I don't know, you don't have to do it now. That's why you keep postponing it.
Exactly.
It makes sense. Yeah.
And this speaks so much to me because I really like classics, but classics are not the hyped books right now, right? So if something is being hyped, I will probably feel like I have to read that now because everyone is talking about it, and I will not read The Picture of Dorian Gray, right? So that's another thing.
Which can sometimes not be positive.
Yeah.
Because we end up reading a lot of things that are, well, questionable in quality instead of going back to the ones that we already have. And all because of the hype. Like, this is also one of the things that I want to face this year and be like, so what if they're reading this book?
It was one of my goals as well. Not be influenced by the hype.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's working because...
Well, what have you read this year, except Onyx Storm, that was influenced by the hype?
Well, yeah, you got a point. But I haven't read that much. I read like 4 books.
What about you, Rina?
Neon Gods. It's extremely hyped.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't heard about it that
What?
much. Yeah.
I've heard about this book, I don't know, a lot. Online and...
I was gonna say me neither, I guess.
No?
Yeah, I mean, a friend recommended it to me. That's why I read it. because I don't see it a lot.
And I started Not in Love, but I guess it's also because of you, Rena. Not just because
not
it's
so-
hyped.
Yeah.
It's hyped by you.
Exactly.
That's a different hype. That's a different hype.
I was gonna say that. Like, I don't know, I'm reading Deep Ends, so imagine if people are hyping it on TikTok. It's not because of TikTok, it's because of me. I want to read it because I like her.
Yeah.
So, it's different. I don't think I read a lot of hyped things still. Maybe, Fable is kind of hyped, but we read it for book club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wouldn't say like hyped, but yeah, I understand what you mean. It's talked about, yeah.
Yeah, and everything
see
else.
that much.
It's really hyped.
Okay.
I think it is.
I
I don't know.
And the other things I read, were either recommendations from you, The Bridge Kingdom, or I just continued series, which is what I'm also trying to do.
Finish series.
Yes,
Yeah,
finish
same.
the series
Yeah.
that I have.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And you, Anna, you've been awfully quiet.
Yeah, right?
No, I've been talking.
Yeah. Talk about you. What are you?
How many
Well.
books? Tell us the number.
I have 15, so I'm in the middle of you guys.
Okay.
But I also have that feeling of some of them I bought because I wanted to read at the time, but now I feel like, do I really want to read them? Because after I bought them, I read other things and I felt other things towards other genres, or
Can you be more specific? Like, are you?
Yes,
yeah.
I can.
Which one?
So, for example, Renegades. I really wanted to read it at the time, when I bought it. But now I'm like, will I like it? Or do I want to read it? Because I think it's YA. I think. I'm not 100% sure. But
You're not in the mood for it right
Yeah,
now as
maybe.
you were back then.
yeah,
And if you would go back, you would probably not buy it.
probably not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, probably not.
Do you remember when did you buy it?
Good question. I think it was last year. No, I think it was in 2023.
Yeah, so it's been
Yeah.
considerable amount of time.
Or no.
so-
When did we start the book club?
In 2023.
Okay,
Yeah.
then yeah. It was in 2023.
Is that the one who's been in your TBR the longest?
Yes.
Okay.
That one and Jade City, because I bought them at the same time.
I think you told me Jade City is one of those books that you really wanted to read, and then I don't know what happened.
I do want to read it, but I'm also afraid of not enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I was recommended Jade City several times, not on socials, by friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it should be good, but I still have that little fear of not enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the pressure of liking a book that a friend recommended.
I feel this. It's The Seven Husbands for me.
Okay.
It's on my TBR for a long time, and I feel the pressure because it was recommended to me by a friend, and I was
Okay.
like, what if I don't like it?
Yeah.
I know it's not a big deal, but it still gives me anxiety.
Yeah, it's something on your mind, and I don't know, it not prevents you, but makes you not really want to pick the book because that fear is there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't relate.
No. I'm sorry, I really don't relate. If I don't like it, I will just tell you, it was not my favorite thing. I'm sorry. And I don't know. It depends on the friend. If it's the two of you, I will be very honest, I'll be like, what are you recommending?
What kind of books are you reading?
But same, yeah.
Or I will be like, I don't think this is for me. Maybe. If somebody, I don't know, from other circles recommends, and I don't know. But I get what you're saying. I think if I really don't like it, I will just be like, it's not my thing.
Okay, that's fair. But yeah, I wanna go back to reading physical books now that the KU subscription is over.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I wanna go back to what I have and try to finish them.
But
Clean my
this
physical
also
TBR.
happened to me with Kindle Unlimited. That's why I didn't touch my physical TBR.
Yeah.
I feel you.
For me, it was since I got Libby. I've been reading so much more on my phone. I don't even think about the books I have in my physical TBR.